Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to our online class. How are you all studying? We have finished our first lesson. We have Unit 3 Human Relations will start today. I hope all have readers, all are following the lessons, reading the text and understanding. Let's start the lesson. A part of it, reading, the journey. After spending a leisurely Sunday at home, the very thought of returning to work on Monday is tiring, isn't it? Not from 1 year, from last so many years, what all we all did. Sunday used to be a holiday. On Monday, going to work would be, for kids it will be more tiring. For even for elders to go to office and all, it is better. One more Sunday would have been there. It would be like that. Lethargy creeps. Lethargy means laziness. Creeps in if the holiday continues over an extended period. We become lazy. That is how I felt when I was preparing to return to my place of work after spending 6 months at home. The fact that I was to leave behind my newly wed wife and go to a far off place did not help either. Obviously, I did not want to go. Now, the story is about the character who is going to work. He is newly married, he is going to his job after 6 months to a far off place. However, I finally did decided to go. He had to go for his bread and butter. It's his job. I did not have much to carry by way of luggage, just a trunk, just one suitcase or box he had. Ours is a hilly terrain without any motorable roads, and there is no certainty that we are ever going to have any roads. The area is so bad, the roads and all are so broken and all, no one will improve it, he knows it. In any case, while coming home, we do not carry bedding. Besides, I had come home this time round for a special purpose to get married. Already he had put his leave in the office like he is going to get married. So he came for a long time. My parents had arranged my marriage according to customs of our tribal community society. Time flew, and 5 months into my marriage, I realized it. Initially, I thought of extending my leave, even taking unpaid leave. But after some dilly dallying, like he wanted to leave for one more month or so, he wanted to extend his holidays, but he realized that it's not good. It's better to go on to the job and finalize his responsibilities. I finally decided against it because marriage had increased my responsibilities and I had got into debt. Loan debt means he took some loan at the time of his marriage and now he have to clear it with his job and all. If he goes, only salary will come. On my way home from the bus stop, my trunk had been carried by a porter, a coolie or someone who carries your luggage is called porter. The problem now was we couldn't find anyone who could help me carry the trunk to the bus stop. At another time of the year, we could easily found someone to help me, but now most of the villagers are busy in fields. Most of the people are working in farm and all. So there is no porter to carry his luggage. Nobody had time to spare for me. All are busy nowadays, isn't it? In fact, carrying the trunk should have been such a worry for me, except that my education had made me shun physical labor. He can carry it, but he is a good educated person, so he doesn't want to carry his luggage. After all, I was a garment officer, and the idea of people seeing me carry my own luggage was not at all amusing. He thought people would laugh at him if he carries his own luggage. He was searching for a coolie, a porter. Otherwise, for a young man like me, it should not have been an issue to carry a 20-kilo chest on my back. Finally, my father came with a solution. Don't worry, I myself will see you off. So, father came and he is picking his trunk. How could I allow my old father to carry my trunk? What would people think? What would they say? But I failed to dissuade him. It was decided that father would carry the chest. Father carried the porter like a porter and started moving. A large crowd gathered at our place. the day I was to leave. People had come to wish me luck. Many people come, isn't it, to say you goodbye of well wishers, friends, and all family people. It was 2020 and I was left for Dirang. It's the name of the place. My dad had already left me. My father had already left. Okay. As I had to do a bit of catching up, I walked fast. He was holding some heavy trunk also, but he walked very fast. They are very quick people, village people. Hard-working people. 3 kilometers down the road, I caught up with my father. This fellow was slowly he was coming. Father said, "You are late. Would you like to rest for some time? Would you like to take rest? You're late." He took the luggage and came to near the bus. I have walked far. I was tired. Moreover, I had to cross two hills on the way up to the spot. I quickly sat down on a rock. My father laughed at my plight. Father laughed like such a small distance also. He felt tired and he sat down. So this little distance had tired you. Rest for a while. But we have to be in time for the bus. Father was quiet for some time. He thoughtfully looked at the sun for a moment and then his eyes fell on the can, got it, of homemade wine that I was carrying. Wetting his lips with his tongue, he said in a matter of fact manner, "I am thirsty." Father saw that son was taking wine also. So he was thirsty, he wanted to drink it, he'll get energy, something like boost up. I gave him the can of wine, he poured himself a mug and handed me the can. He drank all of it at one go. He drank it and he felt fresh. He then arranged the belt that was attached to the trunk carefully on his forehead. So this was a picture, my father carrying my luggage on his back and me following him with a tiny bag in my hand. He gave the big trunk to his father. He's carrying luggage happily, easily. No doubt he's old, but he's healthy. We were walking up a narrow, hilly road, and neither of us uttered a word, as if we were strangers who spoke different languages. Both were not talking, they were just going their way. I did not know what was going on in his mind. From time to time, it crossed my mind that it was improper for me to let father carry the luggage. He had that guilt in him that father is carrying so heavy, they are not talking. I don't know what he is thinking. I wanted to tell him that I would like to carry the trunk myself, but my guilt and shame did not allow me to do so. He is quarreling in himself that he is an educated person, he cannot carry the luggage. People will laugh at him, but at the same time, he has that values, moral etiquettes also, that father is carrying such a big trunk on his chest. Something is feeling bad inside for him. For his father's, his self consciousness, it is, had probably to do with my education, the white collar job that I had, or quite simply, my somehow I had the feeling that if I carried the luggage, my father and my people, in fact, the whole world would laugh at me, and I would be belittled, laughed upon means. Father had provided for my education, and I had been able to realize his dreams. My parents were truly proud of me. This is the feelings of this man. It was through me that they had earned a greater degree of admiration and respect from the villagers. My father would not like to see me carrying trunk on his back. He is justifying himself, but still something is happening inside his mind. He is not able to tell his father and would be very hurt if I did so. I concluded that it would be better to let him carry it. Father was used to carrying luggage anyway. He was stronger and more skilled than me in these matters. Got it? I had never got used to physical labor. I have stayed in hostels right from my childhood. From his childhood, father made him study very well, give him a good education. He did not live in the village. He lived in city hostels and studied well. So he's thinking he's right, he's not wrong. But he's feeling guilty also at the same time, poor fellow, that father is carrying heavy load for him. But father also earned degree of satisfaction, education from the villagers, as he studied well. He was well educated. He was a government officer, right? So, in spite of my youth and strength, I was physically useless. I continued walking silently with my father. I rested at two places on the way and had our tiffin, but we hardly talked. Finally, we reached Dirang. The bus from Tawang had not yet reached Dirang, and so we had some time in hand. Both of them talked and they had lunch there, their tiffin. They reached the place, but the bus did not come still, so they are waiting. We entered a tea shop and sat facing each other. Father appeared tired. I felt sorry for him, but I couldn't bring myself to say anything. I asked the waiter to get us two cups of coffee. Just I was going to take my first sip, I heard father's voice. Do you have a pair of old shoes? Why? I asked. The road is uneven and full of pebbles. It hurts while walking. He came along the whole way. He did not say any word. Now he is asking, do you have got it? Now we'll see the homework for today. We'll continue the lesson in our next classes. After spending a leisurely Sunday at home, the very thought of returning to work Monday is tiring. Do you agree? Have you ever felt so? Second one. The last sentence of this paragraph, first paragraph and first sentence of second paragraph appear to contradict each other. What would be the reason for the change in the decision? Third one. Why did the author get into depth? Think of some responsible reasons. Fourth and last one. Why was the author reluctant to carry his own luggage? What would you do if you were in author's place? Think and write suitable answer neatly in your classwork books, all four answers, and send me by evening between 5 to 8. Thank you, children. See you in next class.